Good morning, and it would seem that the storm is mostly over. That's good. Now then, Derek. Oh, well, Derek has problems, of course. Now, the plan was to get Derek to the yard where somebody is interested in him. And I was supposed to be using as a daily the car that we were going to buy on Saturday, and of course didn't. Somebody flew down from Glasgow, nicked it and drove it back to Scotland. So I haven't really got an alternative daily, Brian's still being broken. So what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I think let's try and address a couple of the issues on Brian that I can. The central locking has stopped working, the interior light has stopped working, the airbag light is on. Now the central locking not working, remember that the key or the driver's door lock is not the original, the key doesn't work. So the central locking not working on the remote means that I can't lock him. So could that be as simple as a fuse? Let's have a look. Right, well, it's fuse number 5 that is the central locking. Here is fuse number 5. And I think we may have found the problem.
Sorry.
Right, so let's see if I can find a, what is it, a 15? Yeah, 15. Let's go and have a look in my little fuse drawer. Oh God, here we go. Where are my fuses? Oh. That's a 20. Hey, that's another 20. Oh, well, it would be same colour, isn't it? Twerp. What's that one? Is that a 20 as well? Yeah, that's a 20 as well. Thought I had more fuses than that. Right, well, let's shove a 20 in for now. I know you're not supposed to do it, but there we go. And let's see if we can now aha! Hallelujah! Right, well that's one problem bodged. I'll have coffee number 2 to celebrate. Right, let's see if we can do anything about this airbag light. Plugged in, and plugged in. English. I think we'll go for English. Right, airbags then, isn't it? But which airbag? Well, it's not a Fräulein 1, that much I do know. Right, time to go home in a very real and legally binding sense. My neck is so stiff. It's been stiff for about a week. Must have lain awkwardly in bed, tweaked a muscle or something. It's not going away anytime soon. Right, where's Radio 4 when you need it?
In jail. Previously, fees for food and accommodation could be deducted from compensation payments. But Andrew Malkinson, who spent 17 years in prison before he was cleared last month, says more still needs to be done to support people who are wrongly convicted.
That is outrageous.
Andrew Malkinson was found guilty of the rape of a woman 20 years ago, but had always maintained his innocence. Last month, his conviction was quashed and his name cleared. But he says the system continues to work against him. Up until today, he could have been liable to pay back some of the living costs incurred during his incarceration. Following a public outcry, that rule has now been scrapped by the Justice Secretary.
I should bloody think so.
Any compensation due to Mr. Malkinson will be capped at £1 million, and he now has to go through a lengthy process to prove his eligibility for any payout, which he said could take 2 years. He told the world this weekend, here on Radio 4, that wasn't acceptable.
It's a paper exercise, it's a bean counting exercise really. It should be streamlined. The sentence is overturned, the conviction is overturned. So I should be able to start living now, but it's on hold for another 2 years. That doesn't make sense at all.
Mr. Malkinson is 57 years old. He's claiming benefits and is homeless. He wants to travel and enjoy the life he has left. That, he argues, is the very least he's owed.
Thousands of people have gathered in Niger's capital to support the military junta that seized control of the country in a coup earlier this month, as a deadline for them to hand back power expires. The West African political bloc ECOWAS had given the coup's leaders a week to reinstate the democratically elected president, Mohamed Bazoum. It has threatened to take military action if its demands aren't met, although that's not supported by all its members. Our Africa correspondent Catherine Biarahanga reports.
Overturning Niger's coup is turning out to be far more complicated than its neighbors might have hoped. Despite international condemnation of the soldiers' actions, thousands of Nigerians continue to show support for the army, hoping it can offer the country stability. If some of Niger's neighbors in the regional bloc ECOWAS were to carry out a threat to invade to dislodge the army, that would be challenged, escalating the crisis further. Other countries in the region, like Burkina Faso, Mali and Algeria, to the north of Niger, have condemned any possible military action. And so with some domestic and international support, Niger's new coup leaders have no plan to hand back power to a civilian government.
At least 5 people have been now known to have died after the stressful derail.
You've got to love the optimism that people have gone all of the trouble to stage a full-on military coup are then going to reverse it on the grounds of international condemnation. For Christ's sake, it's the same thing going on with Russia. I mean, there's been international condemnation of Russia's inhumane behaviour in Ukraine, and what good does it do? Absolutely sod all. I've said it before, we should get NATO troops in there, get the Russians out and take out Putin, the mad sod. Ugh, I'm going to listen to some music. I didn't manage to sort the airbag, by the way. For some reason, when I got into the correct module on P-Scan, every time it kind of flashed open the interface, it crashed itself. So I've got no idea why that is. The airbag light is almost certainly being caused by the connector under the seat. That's what it usually is, isn't it? Looking forward to my day at the yard tomorrow. Obviously missed last week with the somewhat epic acquisition adventure. I'm still really very excited to own that car, and as you might imagine, there is going to be more footage coming up of it and with it, and you know, I think I've already improved it a little. I mean, just changing the gramophone was a massive improvement in my book. I loved that Becker unit, absolutely fabulous. The plan is still, oh, by the way, the Codfather collection didn't happen today, unfortunately. The chap coming to pick it up set off and then had a breakdown. But I'm sure, I understand that the deal is still on. Oh, excuse me. It will just have to happen another day. Yeah, what was I saying? That looking forward to tomorrow at the yard. Missed last week. It's Mustard's turn to buy lunch. Be good to catch up. Find out all the latest news on this, that and the other. See if there's any remote chance that Brian Johnston might get sorted some point over the next 18 months. And the plan is that I'm going to go in Derek and then Mustard's going to give me a lift back, because I really feel much as a large part of me is against the idea, my time with Derek really should come to an end. Somebody is possibly interested in buying him, and it'd be the right person for the car to go to. Really give him a new lease of life. But you know, either way, it's a Mustard and Boaty car. It's not my own personal car. He's been a jolly good daily for a while, and grateful for that. But yeah, time to let go. And see, the other thing is that as long as I'm using Derek, and as long as Derek just ends up through laziness being parked in pole position, I'm kind of not doing anything with any of the others. I need them to be outside the door, so I just naturally have a fiddle about with them. And I need to be filming the fleet more. If I actually want to grow the channel, then I need to do more stuff with the cars, because you know, if anything is going to work, that's what it is. Me waffling away on bloody live streams, or I don't know, taking pictures of my lunch and whatnot, that's not going to get me anywhere. I need to do constant car stuff like Mustard and Furious Driving and Hubnut. I mean, I think I've got quite an interesting fleet now. I mean, obviously it's all MG Rover group, but within that it's quite varied, isn't it? I mean, you know, I've got the F and the TF, and then on the other end of the spectrum I've got the Land Rover, and I should be doing interesting stuff with the Land Rover, going camping. And I mean, the big problem of course is that I've never got the bloody money to do anything. But and you know, I've got some interesting cars. Shison is a little bit interesting, being CVT and quite a rare IXL spec. Obviously got the 45 V6 now, a very rare car and quite a well-known car, so I need to capitalise on that. Stigbürt, if I can get him properly sorted, that's what I need to be doing. I need to be concentrating on the cars, trying to get some money in and get the cars sorted and do stuff with them. It's you know what, with working as well, it becomes too easy to just do the bare minimum, and I need to kind of push myself into doing that bit more and getting there. Oh, whoa, here we go. Derek won't pull cleanly at all these days, or not consistently anyway. So yeah, I need to get my act together really, don't I? Although people say they like the non-car stuff as well, but yeah, probably needs to be more car stuff. Or as as Mustard keeps getting in comments on his videos, I need to do less sitting about eating kebabs and talking about pottering. And they might have a point. I've got an interesting fleet. I should be doing stuff with them, getting my hands dirty, trying to get them sorted. You know the sort of thing. You know the sort of thing. I'm going to leave this at that, my lovelies. When I get in, I've got bits and pieces to do, preparing for tomorrow, all of that sort of shenanigans. Oh God, and I've got a website to build as well now, haven't I? Can't forget about that. So yeah, I will say a very good night to you. Thank you for watching, if indeed you have, or listening, if you've been pottering around, listening whilst doing other things and not having your eyes glued to the screen. And have a safe and peaceful night, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Alright darlings, night. Oh actually, do you want to stay with me until I get home, do this last bit? I'll do you over this hill. I say I'll do you, you know what I mean. I'll stick with you over this hill. I rather like coming this way because I like the view as we go over the brow. Have a look. There you go. There you go. It suddenly opens up all the... You can see... Oh, you can't see it at all. I'm just looking at the phone screen, and no, you can't see at all what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is a wide and distant scene of lights. We're looking across Chesterfield. There's all the lights of Chesterfield, and you can see right over to the lights of Sheffield, and you can't see it at all. You can just see the immediate blackness of the peak. Oh well, it was a nice idea. Oops-a-daisy. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this might be my last time coming home in Derrick. Ugh. God knows I shall miss his economy. I won't miss this, but I'm sure it's only the math sensor. 30 quid part should cure him. I think he needs a CV boot doing as well. Bit of tidying up, obviously. Oh look, we're home. That's nice. Is it? Oh, it's not 1 o'clock yet, is it? It's Sunday, early finish. It's 26 minutes to wine. Oops-a-daisy. There we go. All right, darlings. Now it really is good night. Window up. Lights off. Engine off. See you tomorrow, darlings.